problem with the easy life is that it doesn't get you very far, right? So, when the continent that we live in is a continent that has a lot of challenges, right? If you think about, we have problems with urbanization. There are 800 million people who are moving to cities in Africa in the next 40 years. Healthcare is a challenge, infrastructure, energy, telecommunications, the business that you're in, education. We have a lot of challenges on this continent. So if we do easy things, we'll never solve those problems. Those problems are difficult, right? And development requires sacrifice, it requires commitment, and requires passion. And if you look at throughout history, any continent that has developed, it has been because of the efforts of people who are willing to make those sacrifices and to do the hard things and to transform society. I'll give an example of South Korea. And this whole idea of doing hard things, for me, it's really about, it's a culture. It's a way of thinking, which really says that if you want to progress, the most important progress is often not the easy path, right? So for example, in South Korea, I remember in 1988, there was something called the Asian flu, where different currencies lost value from South Korea, Malaysia, and so forth. The currencies dropped. And I remember reading in the Economist how all these South Koreans went to the central bank to donate their gold to the country so that their currency could actually go back up, and then they could continue their path of development. Now, several years later, I was in business school and I had a roommate who was from South Korea. And I came home once and the guy was, he just kept saying, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm like, and I thought, what's the matter? I thought maybe he had committed a crime or something. He was very, very apologetic. I said, what's the problem? Then he points to the TV and he says, the Samsung is not working. And this guy was so committed to his country and to the products from their country that the fact that the Samsung TV was not working, he personally took it as his problem and was so distraught that he had to apologize to me that his Samsung TV was not working. I was like, which African would do that about, that just blew my mind, And then I interviewed, actually in 2019, I was having a conversation with Ban Ki-moon, the former Secretary General of the United Nations, who's from South Korea. And I was saying, I was telling him about this story I had read about the people who had gone to donate the gold to the central bank when the South Korean currency crashed. And he showed me his wedding ring finger. And he said, I'm not wearing a wedding ring now because I'm one of those people who went to donate my wedding ring when the currency dropped, right? So this is it's not just one South Korean that I'm talking about, right? I saw it in my roommate from when I was in business school, the former Secretary General, everyone at all levels, housewives, they were going to donate their gold because they believe that South Korea must be successful. When you go to China, you see that same level of people working. They work 24 hours in China. So we cannot sit here in Africa and just say, oh, we'll just relax and we're going to develop. No, we're not going to go anywhere with that attitude, with that mindset, right? We need to really realize that the job of transforming society, of building companies, of changing society, it's difficult. And those people, and Yolanda Cuba mentioned before, one of the things I really believe is that those people who are educated and who are healthy and who are alive, you have been given unique opportunities that most people do not have. And so you're privileged. And the only way you can justify that privilege is by using those unique opportunities to solve the difficult problems that society requires you to solve. It's not about yourself and enriching yourself and getting fame and getting power. If you do that, then you don't deserve the privilege you have. You need to really use this unique opportunity to create change for others. And that's how we're going to move forward. But it needs to be a culture, it's a mindset change. You can't say we're going to get there by just relaxing.